churches and the chapels came the ones we must pursue. And though I long to be unshackled, I shall see my burden through. Can you hear the choir sing? Hail the satellites. Watch the end of everything on this longest night. 1,000 eyes open inside to grant me sight to see the end. 1,000 eyes, the curse of the wise, and to the madness I descend. From my final perch I ponder on the infinite and vast. In the blindness I still wander, though my time has almost passed. There are things I long to teach you in my institution's creeds, looking just behind the corners of our own realities. Can you hear the choir sing? Horses fill the spires. Hymns of one still echoing, prayers on the lips of liars. 1,000 eyes open inside to grant me sight to see the end. 1,000 eyes, the curse of the wise, and to the madness I descend. 1,000 eyes open inside to grant me sight to see the end. The more I behold, the further I fold, and to the madness I descend. And the chord's quicker melody, in the deafening dirges arise, and the ones who would never be, behold the end when 1,000 die. Their blood will guide your way. Look to the inside to break the seal. Weed out the dark decay. Ascend to places beyond the veil. Their blood will guide your way. Look to the inside to break the seal. Bleed out the dark decay. Ascend to places beyond the
Just kidding. Anyways, yeah. Spoopy stuffs. Here we go. Friday night scares. I don't know what to call this series yet, but we do stuffs. I don't know if anyone's in here yet or what, but who cares? We're going.
September 27th of 2024, a woman named Jalen immediately grabs her phone to record something on camera. It isn't often the case that this happens, but tonight, it occurred once more. Jalen had been lying in bed while doing work on her laptop when something noticeable appeared from the corner of her eye. Now, given that this incident took place at her grandparents' house, a place abundant with numerous vintage items, she finds it unsurprising that this happened. Some of these items, as she believes, could be cursed or haunted, but even if they weren't, she would still be afraid of coming back to this place, and it's all because of this incident. The following is her footage. Watch.
Sorry.
This thing just moved.
Boy, all the talking heads would have been screaming about the Dallas Cowboys and sticking forth in this organization. So again, kudos to the Cowboys going on the road, get a good win, and see how they react moving forward.
There's a saying in golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard. If you're Dallas, you don't care if it's by 5 or it's going to be like, you're just happy that you moved to 2-2. The injury to Parsons, and we don't know anything at this point, he just left by a car with a left shoe off. How do you assess what that man is doing? Feels a lot better if he's on the feet.
And that would be, if he's missing any significant time out of the huge long, he's the best player on the defensive side of the football. Really, because they have to be playing from the head, from the head. They're suited, but they have a lead, and they've been on that pass rush. But if you don't have that guy, Mike,
The door just moved.
Hi, guys. Always. Hi, before this continues on, have you guys ever seen Creepshow 2? There's an episode on there called Old Chief Woodenhead. And that looks like a westernized Old Chief Woodenhead. Like, fucking in the face and shit. It was fucking crazy.
An entree plus 3 desserts, just $13. That's a sweet deal. We weren't able to pick a field goal late. There's a lot of involved.
Are you real? You can do it again. I won't watch.
Oh, was it the hand or something? I was paying attention to the face.
Jalen knew that what she had seen earlier wasn't just in her head, but rather something real. Somehow, the mannequin begins to move. Only moving ever so slightly, the mannequin seemingly comes alive. But strangely, it's only when Jalen isn't looking directly at the doll. It's as if it's trying its best not to get caught by being very subtle. However, seeing that a mirror was catching its reflection, she tricks it into showing itself move. Now, there is something else about this video that viewers have noticed. Whether a coincidence or not, viewers can't help but think that the balloon and the door closing on its own played a role in diverting Jalen's attention, almost as if they were meant to prevent her from seeing the doll. It is strange how both objects intervened whenever she tried seeing it, but despite their efforts in obstructing her view, she finally catches it. So then, the question is begged, just how exactly did the doll move on its own, and was it merely a coincidence that things were trying to block her view? Like most videos, there has yet to be a definitive answer to this question. But as always, let me know what you think down below. always, videos. And was it me? So then, the question is begged.
Okay. I was paying attention. Yeah, you guys can see my mouse. I was paying attention to the sleeve, and I was like, he's wearing a red shirt. Didn't it go red all the way down? Because when it showed him moving, right?
Trying to block her view.
I saw
most
like a
videos,
gray
there
sleeve.
has yet to
So
be
I was like a little
definitive
fucked up
answer
by
to
it.
this question. But as always, let me know what you think down below.
See what I'm saying? Interesting. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Seriously. I love it.
In the following video, a man is inspecting a property where something very alarming was caught on camera the previous night.
See, guess what? Meron na naman kaming mga hindi...
As it turns out, a homeless person had broken into the property, and it's Benji's job, the person recording this, to get him out of there. However, unbeknownst to Benji, it wouldn't just be a squatter he encounters, but also something else. In his own words, this house terrifies him.
Squatters can be extremely dangerous. However, there can be some pretty chill squatters too. And then you can have your fucking Marys, which are just fucking crazy.
It's the one place that he doesn't like to check for squatters. He often encounters them on the properties that he owns, which is why he's made this into a video series. But it's the following video from his whole series that has left viewers creeped out. This is what he caught.
Ayun. There is somebody in here. I
I
know
spoke
you're in there,
my
man.
phone now.
Hello? Police!
You ain't no fucking police. Stop that shit.
I know you're in there, man.
He's pretty built.
What the hell? This is in your house, man.
He's leaving.
This smells like shit.
It was seeing the door open by itself that spooked out Benji. His first thought upon seeing it move was that the squatter was in there, but strangely, that wasn't the case. He would eventually come to the conclusion that this was just a draft or a wind current that moved it. But fast forward to only a week later, and Benji uploads a video that completely changes this notion. Benji is back at the house, ready to confront the person inside. Expecting a squatter, he grabs his phone to record them. What he records, though, is a different type of encounter. Take a look.
Got an itch.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I saw that too. Ooh.
It appears quickly, but if you slow the footage and zoom in, you'll notice a dark figure standing inside this room. Although briefly seen, Benji immediately spots it before taking a second look, but when he looks again, it's not there. It stands motionless for just a moment before disappearing in an instant. Even weirder is that the camera seems to be either glitching or picking up something unseen.
Picking
All
it
of
up,
this
yeah.
happens before suddenly the door starts to partially close on its own. Now Benji, having dealt with many squatters before, naturally assumed that this was another trespasser, so he runs over to the person to confront them. But when he gets there, no squatter is found inside. To this day, Benji wonders what had been inside his house, but according to him, if he had a guess, it definitely wasn't a squatter.
Just leave, bro. It's his house. No. Terrible advice.
Living somewhere in Georgia, a woman named Felicia had caught footage of something that's left her shaken up ever since it's happened. Although having watched this video multiple times, she still can't make sense of this footage. In the video, Felicia is seen playing with her dog on her back porch before suddenly it happens. It's easy to miss the first time, but upon replaying the footage and amplifying the audio, you hear this. The reason behind Felicia's fearful reaction is now clear. A disembodied voice had spoken to her. Listening closely, it sounds as if it's saying, "Get out." Understandably, Felicia runs away in a panic frenzy. She leaves the door open for her dog, but for some reason, he doesn't want to go inside. Even he is sensing something unusual. From the curtain behind Felicia moving at the same time the voice is heard, to her dog being afraid of going inside, Felicia believes that this was paranormal. Now, no further clips have been posted by her, which only helps to make this incident a total mystery. In the following video, a pair of teammates are passing a ball in front of a camera, showing audiences what they do before playing a match. It's Friday night at a soccer stadium, and both players are fully immersed in a small pre-game warm-up. But while both players pass the ball to each other,
That's a lot of
audiences
talent.
notice something
That
unusual
looks cool
in
as
this
shit.
footage. It wasn't until someone made
We used
a
to play
video
hacky
pointing
sack
out
like
something
that.
in the
That's a
background
beanbag.
that
That's an
people
air duct
started
ball. It's
rewatching
two
the
completely different
original to
things.
see if it was true. To their shock, it was. As both players pass the ball to each other, this is captured.
And then when you get quicker, what tends to happen? More mistakes happen. But that is what development looks like. If you're cruising at a speed that's comfortable, yes, it looks good and it looks cleaner,
Okay.
but you're not going to get better. You have
Just someone running up in the
mistakes
bleachers.
here, and then you get
It
to that
runs
level,
back.
and then you go again, and it's never ending. It's the same.
Now, the social media account that posted this video had no idea what was captured until tons of comments started coming in, mentioning the supposed ghost. It's recorded from a distance, but not so far that it's hard to make out something moving. Now, just to compare, there's a person standing up right here, and right across from them is a row of bleachers filled with people. Both are clearly recognizable as people, but this, even from the same distance, is unrecognizable. It's clear that something is moving, but it's not obvious as to what exactly is being seen. While some speculate that this might be the spirit of a legendary soccer player running in the bleachers, others are quite baffled by it. With no comment or explanation given by the account that posted this video, the question remains unanswered. Just what exactly was caught on camera?
You better hope it's not a Manhattan United fan. Them motherfuckers are crazy.
Now, the following video comes from Virshini, a mother who lives in a quaint house where it seems that things have gotten very unsafe for her family. Despite living in a safe neighborhood, it's the house itself that's been causing the most concern to Virginie. According to her, something is in this house, and it's messing with her family. From cabinets that are found open when no one had been inside the home, to her children seeing things in the dead of night. One can safely assume that the family has been put on edge ever since moving in. But out of everyone, it's the baby who's been the most affected by this move. For some reason, something strange always happens inside the room. The following video is just one of many instances in which something inexplicable happens. But unlike other instances, this one has left the family pretty spooked. This is what they caught.
Oh. My shit's ringing. I don't know if that picked it up or not, but my phone was going off. It's saying, play with me.
Had it not been for the baby monitor inside the room, Virginie would not have known the source of the sudden noise. She searched the whole later that the noise had come from inside the dollhouse. But the source itself is what scares her. Moments before making a sound, the toy is seen hovering slightly off ground before being shot up into the air and making an audible clack. Virginie jumps up in response, as she later would when looking at the footage. Ever since then, she's taken safety measures to ensure this doesn't happen around her children. But still, the activity continues. Just like viewers, Virginie is left wondering how the toy moved and if there have been any other strange events in this room that weren't caught on camera.
Ooh. Number 3.
On October 2nd of 2024, a live
Gingerbread
broadcast
Man.
on the
I
TV
found
News
him.
Network left
I found him.
many viewers who tuned in
It's the
completely
cousin of the Muffin Man.
The footage captured during this live transmission had nothing to do with the news report that was being covered. In fact, it was so out of place that viewers had to rewatch the broadcast to confirm what they saw. Now thankfully, someone recorded the whole broadcast in question. Just like viewers, Shane was left creeped out upon seeing it. He replays the live stream and shows exactly what was caught. Watch.
Go ahead, Dad, play it. You'll see it starts in from up here, it comes down and does a swirl. It comes down and there's another one that pops in over here.
She's contributor and former national Pence. First, your reaction.
Now rewind it in slow-mo.
Security advisor. First, your reaction.
Now fast forward it in slow-mo how you did it earlier, because I could see it.
Now the quality of Shane's video isn't exactly HD, which makes it hard to tell what's being seen. But fortunately, another viewer watching the same program recorded the incident. Take a look. Having a closer look, one can see why many viewers replayed this exact moment on TV. It looks as if a dark, shadowy figure zips by. While the idea of this being a bug has been thought of, many comments claim that it can't be a bug, as it would have to be very close to the lens for us to notice it. This figure, whatever it might be, isn't as close. From thoughts of this being the Grim Reaper to the idea of this being a ghost, it's clear that viewers were spooked out of their minds. But whether ghost or not, I'll let you be the judge on what exactly was caught on camera.
There is no Dana, only Soul.
At around 11 p.m. on a Sunday night, a man quickly takes out his phone to record this exact spot shown on screen, where apparently something very strange happened.
Someone was walking by, bro, and they just disappeared when they got by the tree.
Someone or something had disappeared right in front of him, and he knows this for a fact, as he wasn't the only person to have seen this. Just like him, the man crossing the road had seen the figure vanish on the sidewalk. Having no other way of showing what just happened, the man continues to record in the hopes that it reappears, but as he films, this happens.
And she just disappeared in the sidewalk. What the fuck? I know you guys didn't believe me, but somebody walking by. ¿Qué pasó, güey? Oh, güey, mira. Ahí va saliendo. What the? Mira. What the hell? Salió de la. What the? What is that? ¿Qué es eso, güey?
It appears that the man had fled upon seeing what looks to be a dark, shadowy figure manifest out of nowhere. It seemingly emerges out of the brick wall as if somehow phasing through it. But looking closely, that doesn't appear to be the case. They, or it, just suddenly appears like it was already there. Knowing for sure that nothing had been there, the man continues to record in total disbelief. What just happened, according to him, is something that can't be explained. Now, it's hard to say for sure if that's so, especially with no further context or additional footage. But like always, I'll let you be the judge. Was a ghost caught on camera, or had something else been captured? If you caught something creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com. That being said, let's get back to the video.
If you guys got some, send some shit in. Who knows?
Now, this last video was submitted to me by Hannah P, who caught something on camera that she can't seem to explain. It goes without saying, but what was captured has freaked her out to say the least. She's just finished eating dinner.
Gorgeous home.
She heard what sounded like a creaking noise coming from her
Look at
staircase.
that book nook at the fireplace.
No one else was home when this happened. As Hannah scrolls on her phone, this is captured.
Fucking staircase? Jesus. I like that painting too. It's like someone walking down the stairs. That's really heavy. Time to get the gun. It really does sound like it's on the stairs.
Hello?
Ooh, yeah, fuck all that. It started coming after her.
Needless to say, Hannah has been left immensely terrified by this seemingly inexplicable incident. Somehow, a creaking noise is heard on the staircase, despite there being no one on the stairs. Her dog seems to notice this, given that he barks when the creaks are heard. But creepiest of all, the sound of charging footsteps descending the staircase and towards Hannah is caught on camera. Now,
yeah,
Hannah
it is.
has had this happen
Yeah,
to her more
right.
than once, which doesn't faze her as much as when it happened before. But like all incidents, this one has yet to be explained. Just who or what was running down the staircase? Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
if you
the
haven't
newest one,
already
by
done
the way,
so,
guys.
Please subscribe and make sure to hit the bell icon so you don't miss any uploads in the
I am
future.
subscribed.
Also, be sure to check out the
We're
official
like that.
TikTok
Already
account for
22K
this channel.
views.
That being
It's
said,
3 days ago.
until next time.
That's so good. That was a good one. Yeah, that was their newest one. Let's see here. Oh, Chilling Scares had 2 new ones. The FBI's 10 Most Wanted Explain and Conspiracy Theories That Turned Out to Be True.
Missing Japanese citizens. One night in June 1978, a 22-year-old single mother of 2 kids named Yaiko Taguchi was working her usual shift in Tokyo, Japan's cabaret Hollywood. After finishing her shift right at around midnight, Yaiko left the cabaret through the front door and was never seen again. At first,
very
nobody
Japan
thought
of
that
this
anything
street.
serious had happened to Yaiko. In fact, several years later, her manager was questioned, and he claims that everyone thought she had quit when she failed to show up. At around that time, there had been rumors going around that several North Korean spies were working undercover in Japan looking to abduct innocent citizens and hold them as hostages back in North Korea. However, this was seen by the Japanese government as nothing more than a conspiracy theory that couldn't possibly be true. Sadly, the missing case of Yaiko went cold, and it wasn't until almost a decade later that a clue to her whereabouts emerged following a disturbing chain of events. In November 1987, as South Korea was preparing to host the Olympics in the capital city of Seoul, a Korean Airlines plane blew up in mid-air as it was flying over the Andaman Sea, taking the lives of 115 innocent people. During the investigation, it was revealed that 2 North Korean agents acting under direct orders from the North Korean government had planted a bomb in an overhead storage compartment before getting off at the first layover in Abu Dhabi. As the authorities were closing in on the 2 suspects, one of them took his life with a cyanide-laced cigarette, but the South Korean government was able to arrest the other agent responsible for the attack. During her interrogation, it was revealed that she had been training for that mission for 6 years, and that for 3 of them she had been paired with Yaiko Taguchi, who had taught her how to speak and act like a Japanese woman so she could fly under the radar. As it was later revealed, Yaiko wasn't the only woman who had been kidnapped by the North Korean government. As of today, 17 Japanese citizens have been officially confirmed by the Japanese government as having been abducted by North Korea from 1977 to 1983. Disturbingly, a lot of them were shamelessly kidnapped in the middle of the day and thrown on a boat to North Korea. You might think that the victims were involved in something shady that put them on the North Korean government's radar, but the investigations actually suggest that most of them were average citizens who just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. One woman was captured while she was walking to a knitting class, and 2 others were kidnapped on a vacation to Europe. Another one, a 13-year-old girl, was taken as she was walking back home from school. Some of these victims were kidnapped for identity theft purposes, while others, like Yaiko, were forcefully brought to North Korea to teach the Japanese language and culture to North Korean spies.
Hey, you 2 wish you could hang out, right?
Hey.
Pero vivo en España.
Black-eyed. Thank you.
After the kidnappings were confirmed beyond the shadow of a doubt, the North Korean government had no choice but to come forward and apologize, but they claimed that only 5 of the 17 kidnapping victims were still alive. Over the next few years, the North Korean government would send what they would claim to be the cremated remains of some of the deceased victims back to Japan. However, as DNA testing would quickly reveal, pretty much all of the remains were fake, leading the Japanese government to believe that many more of the kidnapping victims were still alive. To this day, the North Korean government has stuck to its story, claiming that there are only 13 kidnapping victims and that the ones who are still alive were sent back safely to Japan. Shockingly, while the Japanese government has officially confirmed 17 kidnappings, the list of potential victims suggests that the true number could be as high as 800. Sadly, given the current political situation, it's unlikely we'll ever see the full extent of these abductions, or see the North Korean government held truly accountable for its horrific crimes. Just the other day, I found myself wasting hours of time I could have spent working on videos trying to find and cancel active subscriptions. That's why I've partnered with Rocket Money, the sponsor of this video. Rocket Money is the personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and manage your money better.
I'm not skipping his ad.
Being canceling subscriptions.
He deserves to make his money.
Like everything has a subscription service these days, making it extremely difficult to keep track of all of them. For example, I used to have a subscription to a clothing brand that charged me monthly to get small discounts, but the monthly fee was way more than the discounts I ended up getting. I quickly found out that canceling my subscription was 1, hard to find where to do, and 2, difficult to do because the agent helping me was constantly trying to offer me more deals to avoid canceling my subscription. With Rocket Money, all of this is done for you. So to take control of your finances today, go to rocketmoney.com/chillingscares to get started for free. Heart attack gun. Back in the 70s, a journalist named Seymour Hersh published an article in the New York Times in which he accused the CIA of several assassination attempts on both foreign and American politicians who they considered to be anti-war dissidents. Due to these allegations, the US Senate put the CIA under investigation for alleged covert action abuses, which resulted in the release of 14 reports on major abuses committed by the CIA, FBI, and NSA. The majority of the reports included accusations of crimes such as opening and resealing US citizens' private mail for several years and illegally surveilling Black Power activists. Although these claims are obviously pretty serious, they paled in comparison to one particular accusation, or conspiracy theory, which alleged that the CIA had developed a pistol that could fire a poison dart over 300 feet, take a person's life, and leave absolutely no trace as to the cause of death. As it was later revealed, this theory turned out to be true, and the development of the poison dart gun was just one part of the program called MK Naomi, through which the CIA had sought to develop weapons for biological warfare. In 1975, William Colby, the CIA director at the time, had to testify in front of the committee that was investigating the agency. During questioning, he claimed that the CIA had developed a host of biological weapons as part of a plan to eliminate German leaders during World War II, but that their research had continued until well after the war. He also mentioned that the poison dart gun was almost completely silent on account of the battery that was housed inside the handle, and that it had been specifically designed for the target to feel nothing more than a mosquito bite when the dart struck. Interestingly, the agency had used a specific shellfish toxin to make it impossible for anyone to know what the cause of death was, leading forensic pathologists to believe that the victim had suffered an inexplicable heart attack. It wouldn't help pathologists that the dart was designed to melt inside the body so that it only left a small red mark where it entered the victim. When asked if the heart attack gun, as it was nicknamed, was ever used on anyone, the director alleged that it had only been used for experiments and that there were no records of actual use. As part of the investigation, the CIA had to hand over the gun to the committee, and there are some pretty wild pictures of the committee members analyzing the gun as William Colby answers their questions about it. Normally you'd expect to see something like the heart attack gun in a spy movie, and it's pretty wild to think that if they hadn't put it under investigation, they would have probably gotten away with using it for who knows what purposes. It's also pretty crazy to think that if that's the kind of stuff they were developing back in the 70s, imagine the kind of technology they have their hands on now. Disturbingly, the hearing was the only time the heart attack gun was ever shown publicly, and to this day it remains unclear what happened to it after the investigation.
Jesus.
Rogue waves. Sailors often get a reputation for making up stuff they claim to have seen during their time out at sea, and because there's no one there to refute their claims, they sometimes get away with some pretty tall tales. For centuries, sailors all around the world had talked about seeing monster waves on the open sea that would allegedly reach over 100 feet in height. In 1826, a French captain claimed that he had seen a 108-foot tall wave in the Indian Ocean. Even though he had 3 sailors with him who backed up his claims, when he came back to the mainland, he was publicly ridiculed by the scientific community, as it was widely believed that it was impossible for a wave to be higher than 30 feet tall. For a long while after that, dozens of people continued to claim sightings of these monstrous waves in the middle of the ocean, but with no real evidence other than eyewitness testimonies, the existence of these waves fell into the urban legend or conspiracy theory category. In the 80s and early 90s, the Draupner platform was set up in the North Sea off the coast of Norway to extract natural gas. As part of the protocol that was carried out to see if the platform was stable enough to withstand the rough seas, a wave height recorder was installed on the platform. On New Year's Day in 1995, the sensor recorded an 84-foot tall wave, which served as the first real piece of evidence for the existence of rogue waves. After this incident, a lot of people started wondering how many of the sailors from previous centuries had been telling the truth. What's more disturbing than that is that there were probably hundreds of disappeared sailors from all around the world who had come across a rogue wave, also known as a monster wave or a freak wave. But because most people who encountered 100-foot tall rogue waves generally didn't live to tell the tale, their testimony went down into the depths of the ocean with them. Since the Draupner wave of 1995, there's been a growing interest in rogue waves brewing in the scientific community. A few years ago, a professor at the Australian National University had estimated that at any given moment there are 10 rogue waves active in the world's oceans. As of today, a rogue wave is usually defined as a wave that is twice as large as the largest waves that come up in a particular area. And while the root cause of rogue waves continues to be investigated, it's generally accepted that these monster waves appear when two wave crests join together at the exact right time, resulting in a massive wave that can sink even the largest ships and oil rigs. Interestingly, it's also been discovered that rogue waves can take place in large lakes. In 1975, a freighter named the SS Edmund Fitzgerald sank in Lake Superior under some pretty mysterious circumstances, with a lot of people in the scientific community coming up with all kinds of hypotheses to explain the incident. It wasn't until several years later that the scientists started theorizing that the vessel could have fallen prey to a set of 3 consecutive killer rogue waves. A phenomenon referred to as the Three Sisters, in which the first wave destabilizes the ship, the second wave hits the ship's deck before it can stabilize again, and the third wave overloads the ship with more water than it can take on. If this were true, it could also provide an explanation for the mysterious sinking of other large ships in oceans around the world over the past few centuries, but this might be a bit more difficult to prove. Poisonous alcohol. In January 1920, the 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was successfully ratified, triggering a 13-year period known as Prohibition, during which the production, sale, and transportation of alcohol was made illegal. During this period, the government enforced some pretty strict measures to prevent bootlegging of alcohol, which made the alcohol black market flourish like crazy. It was pretty much a playground for the mafia, in which the government would raid one bar and another one would crop up in just a few days' time. While all of this was happening, there were some pretty messed up rumors floating around that the US government was taking extreme measures to make sure people weren't consuming alcohol. These included allegations that the government was intentionally poisoning alcohol to make people who consumed it sick. For a while, this remained something of a conspiracy theory, but things took a turn pretty quickly on New Year's Day 1927 when 41 people died from alcohol poisoning at New York's Bellevue Hospital. Disturbingly, the autopsies revealed that a lot of the victims had been drinking industrial methanol, otherwise known as wood alcohol, which can be fatal even at low doses. It turns out that the government had forced companies to denature industrial alcohol to make it undrinkable since 1906, which was far before Prohibition. But when the crackdown on alcohol started, the government ordered these companies to add quinine, methyl alcohol, and other toxic chemicals to discourage people from drinking it. Their reasoning was that if black market dealers knew their alcohol had been poisoned, they wouldn't dare distribute it knowing how dangerous it would be for their customers to consume. I guess they forgot to factor in that the demand for alcohol at the time was absolutely insane, and that black market dealers didn't care who lived or died from consuming their product. It wasn't until December 1933, 6 years after the Bellevue incident, that the federal government finally toned down their abstinence from alcohol policies. But by then, thousands of Americans had already been poisoned with contaminated alcohol.
Dang it. As soon as I lean back, huh?
Gorillas. Nowadays, there's really nothing too shocking about seeing a gorilla in a zoo or on TV, but there was once a time when gorillas were considered to be in the same category as the chupacabra, the Jersey Devil, Bigfoot, and the Loch Ness Monster.
Really?
I was able to find that up until a couple of centuries ago, gorillas were considered cryptids, which are animals that are believed by some to exist somewhere in the wild, but whose existence has never been proven. With most of these creatures, alleged sightings often turn out to be hoaxes, but obviously in the case of gorillas, what were once just rumors turned out to be true. Western explorers wouldn't come across a gorilla until around the 1500s, when an English explorer named Andrew Battelle was captured by the Portuguese off the coast of West Africa. While he was held captive on the mainland, Battelle described these disturbing, giant, ape-like creatures that would occasionally prowl around his campfire, but because he had never seen a similar creature before, he described them more as monsters than as animals. Battelle's description sent the rest of the world into what we can only call a gorilla frenzy, with all kinds of rumors being spread about these allegedly bloodthirsty, dangerous creatures living in exotic parts of the world. Over the next couple hundred years, the buzz around gorillas grew as explorers in Africa sent back illustrations of gorillas to Europe, which were often given to royalty and emperors as rare gifts. If you were to ask any European back then what a gorilla was, they would have described it in a similar way to how we describe Bigfoot or the chupacabra nowadays. They were thought of more as mythical monsters than regular animals. It wasn't until over 200 years or so later that an American naturalist named Thomas S. Savage found a gorilla skull in 1847 during an expedition to Africa, which was the first piece of real proof for the existence of these animals. Naturally, this triggered a bunch of new expeditions to the area, and between 1855 and 1859, French explorer Paul Duchaillu confirmed the existence of gorillas and even brought some back dead. Just as Andrew Battelle before him, Paul Duchaillu also described gorillas as these savage, bloodthirsty creatures which stuck in the public mind for a long time. Around 15 years later, some German explorers brought back a baby gorilla from Africa to Liverpool, even putting up some towels on the ship so he could swing around and entertain himself on the long journey back. As you can probably imagine, as soon as the ship arrived back in Liverpool, people started flocking around the hotel where the gorilla was allegedly being kept to catch a glimpse of the once mythical creature. To the public's dismay, Pongo the gorilla wasn't the massive, violent monster they had thought, but rather a cute, 2-year-old gorilla who loved to play with dogs. A few years later, in 1902, a German explorer named Robert von Beringe killed 2 mountain gorillas, which were huge in comparison to the baby gorilla that the previous German explorers had brought back. And that was really the first time the public was able to understand what a full-sized adult gorilla looked like. It's pretty crazy to think that at some point these animals that we now see as normal were once seen as legendary monsters. Interestingly, if you really look at the research,
I mean, they can be
animals that we now take for granted that were once brushed off as hoaxes, including kangaroos, platypuses, giant squids, and Komodo dragons. With so many of these myths turning out to be true, it really makes you wonder how many animals are out there that we have no idea even exist.
Was that it? I guess so. That wasn't too bad.
For almost 75 years, the FBI's top 10 most wanted list has helped bring down some of the nation's most dangerous criminals. As for what makes the list special, it only features criminals that the FBI deems to be especially serious threats to society. And to get on it, you basically have to do something extremely messed up or have a very lengthy record of major crimes. The story behind the list goes that back in 1949, a reporter asked the FBI to list out the 10 toughest guys that they were trying to catch so they could ask the public for help. After obtaining the list, the reporter published the criminals' pictures on the front page of the Washington Daily News, and the rest is history. Since then, the FBI has been able to catch almost 500 wanted fugitives thanks to public tips. These are the current criminals on the list. Bhadresh Kumar Chetanbhai Patel. On April 12, 2015, a CCTV camera captured 2 Dunkin' Donuts employees, one male and one female, walking towards the shop's back room at around 9:30 p.m. before disappearing from view. A few seconds later, the man comes back into the camera's view, and it seems as if nothing out of the ordinary took place in the minute that went down between the 2 clips. A few minutes later, customers alerted the police when they didn't see any employees in the shop, and that's when the cops discovered something horrifying. Lying on the floor of the shop's back room was an Indian woman named Palak, lifeless, who had been pummeled to death by the man in the footage. As it was later revealed, the man who took Palak's life was her husband, Bhadresh Kumar. As the authorities later learned, the couple had been through a series of major arguments in the months leading up to that day. According to court documents, the 2 of their visas were about to expire in a few weeks. Palak wanted to go back to India, but Bhadresh Kumar wanted to stay in the US, and it looks like he couldn't find a better way to communicate his frustration with the situation than to brutally take his wife's life. After the crime, Bhadresh Kumar was last seen taking a taxi from a hotel in New Jersey to a train station in
Of course, you got jealous. Why are you guys wet?
To bring more attention to a suspect who might otherwise walk away scot-free, the FBI placed him on the most wanted list. As of today, there's a $250,000 reward to bring the suspect into custody, but almost 10 years after the crime, it looks like that won't happen anytime soon.
Save 50%
Oh my dear God.
iPhone 16 models at Cox Mobile.
YouTube abs are getting fucking crazy, man.
Alejandro Rosales Castillo.
Like, for real.
Suspect on the most wanted list, 26-year-old Alejandro Rosales Castillo has been on the FBI's radar for more than 8 years. In 2016, he shot his female co-worker Sandy Lee in a wooded area in Cabarrus County, North Carolina.
She's cute.
A few days later, the
It's a
female
shame.
victim's car was located at a bus station in Phoenix, Arizona. As the authorities later found out, there were multiple people involved in the case, with the main ones being the victim, a woman named Amia Feaster, and Alejandro himself, all of whom worked together at a restaurant in Charlotte. During the investigation, the cops learned that Sandy Lee and Alejandro had briefly dated, and after their breakup, Castillo started dating his other co-worker, Amia Feaster. According to court documents, Sandy Lee had apparently lent some
What
money
was
to
terrible?
Alejandro, and on August 9th of that year, he texted her to meet up with him at a Quick Trip located on Eastway Drive in Charlotte, claiming that he was going to pay her back. Disturbingly, that's when Castillo decided to rob her at gunpoint, take her life, and flee to Mexico. In an eerie clip of CCTV
Oh, yeah.
footage
No,
that
I've
was
done,
released by the authorities, the suspect can be seen crossing the Mexican border through Nogales, Arizona, along with his girlfriend Amia. A couple of months later that same year, Amia turned herself into the authorities in Mexico and was charged with accessory after the fact of felony murder and larceny of a motor vehicle. Based on her testimony, she and Alejandro had been staying with the killer's cousin. At some point, Castillo had once again disappeared with no explanation, and that's when she decided to turn herself in. As of 2024, the FBI has no further clues that could lead to Castillo's arrest. Right now, all they know is that he's probably still living in Mexico. The last time he was seen, he wore his hair short and shaved on the sides, but that's pretty much all they have to go on. As of today, there's still a $250,000 reward out for his arrest, but there have been no further updates on his case.
God damn, let's get rich, dude.
Before we move on, I wanted to take some time to talk about this video's sponsor, Aura, which has become a really big deal lately because hackers may have just stolen the social security numbers of every American. You may not have heard, but over 2.9 billion records were stolen from national public data, which provides personal information to employers and others doing background checks. And these records don't just include surface-level information either, like I had originally assumed when I first heard about this. But instead, they include information like a person's full name, address, date of birth, phone number, and most importantly, their social security number. And different members of hacker groups around the internet have reportedly released this information for completely free online. This is an extreme breach of privacy, and hearing about this, I'm honestly surprised it didn't make as much news as it did. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about breaches like this because I use Aura. Aura is constantly monitoring your personal data, including your social security number, across billions of data points like the dark web and public court records to detect and alert you to potential identity theft. They even give you up to $5 million in identity theft insurance should the worst case scenario happen. I also get things like transaction monitoring, a VPN, antivirus, a password manager, and a lot more. I get this all in one app at one affordable price. I'm not leaving myself and my family vulnerable to data breaches, and if you don't want to either, you can go to aura.com/chillingscares. Ruja Ignatova. In 2016, the Bulgarian entrepreneur Ruja Ignatova stepped on stage in a beautiful red dress at the Coin Rush global event in Wembley, London to talk about her vision for the future of her crypto company OneCoin. During the presentation, she claimed that in 2 years, everyone would forget about Bitcoin and that OneCoin would dominate the crypto world as the one true cryptocurrency. It's hard to imagine that any of her excited, applauding investors knew that they were stepping into what was later described by the New York Times as one of the biggest scams in history. For several years, Ruja, or the crypto queen as she's known nowadays, promised her buyers a 5-fold and even 10-fold return on their investment in OneCoin. Normally, these kinds of claims are an immediate red flag, but because the entire world was scrambling to get on the crypto action, a ton of investors jumped at the opportunity without thinking twice, resulting in a massive OneCoin buying frenzy. Between 2014 and 2016, OneCoin raked in more than $4 billion from unsuspecting investors, with more than $50 million coming from investors in the US. As the investors learned when they bought into OneCoin, the company was pretty much a pyramid scheme in which they were rewarded for recruiting their friends to buy it as well. And for a while, the shady multi-level marketing model seemed to be working for Ruja. However, in 2016, a lot of our investors started complaining that they were really struggling to sell their OneCoins and that they didn't see how they'd ever recoup their investments. Word started to spread online that OneCoin was a scam, which drew the attention of the media as well as federal investigators.
Dude, she straight up created a modern day Ponzi scheme.
Less than a year and a half after her presentation in Wembley, Ruja got on a plane from Bulgaria to Greece and was never seen again. Disturbingly, during the investigation,
She said later.
Really messed up emails written by Ruja were leaked by federal investigators, in which the crypto queen made it more than clear that she knew she was scamming people out of their hard-earned money from the very start. In some of her emails, she admitted that the company wasn't actually mining any coins, that her coin was trash, and that her investors were idiots for trusting her. In one of her emails, she proposed an exit strategy to her partner Carl Greenwood, which consisted of taking the money, running away, and blaming somebody else for the whole thing. During the investigation, Carl ended up pleading guilty to wire fraud and conspiracy to launder money, for which he was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
The door's over here.
Revealed, the FBI had been onto Ruja long before she fled from Bulgaria, even recruiting her American boyfriend to look into her company's practices for them. After learning about her extremely sketchy business practices and her grand scheme to steal billions of dollars from investors all around the world, she was charged with wire fraud, money laundering, and securities fraud. This promptly landed her a spot on the FBI's most wanted list, becoming only the 11th woman to earn that distinction. Looking into her past to find clues as to what could have influenced her to do something so nefarious, federal investigators found some pretty interesting stuff. As it turns out, Ruja was fluent in 4 languages, was extremely intelligent, once had a job at a high-ranking consulting firm, and had been obsessed with fashion and maintaining her image from a very young age. It was only with the benefit of hindsight that prosecutors were able to clearly see how she used all these qualities to carry out her malicious plans. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the FBI will find her anytime soon. It's been rumored that after fleeing the country, the crypto queen may have drastically altered her appearance with plastic surgery, and is believed to travel with armed guards at all times. Disturbingly, there have also been several allegations that she was murdered by an accomplice, but this hasn't
I was gonna say, maybe.
If she is still alive, the FBI suspects Ruja is traveling on a German passport to the United Arab Emirates, Bulgaria, Germany, Russia, Greece, and multiple countries in Eastern Europe. Considering how elusive she's been since her disappearance almost 8 years ago, it's unlikely the FBI will ever find out what became of Ruja Ignatova after pulling off one of the largest financial scams in history.
Sandlin Iron and Metal is the largest buyer of junk vehicles in Wichita. Big or small, any condition, we buy it all. Stop by 3059.
Arnaldo Jimenez. On May 12, 2012, Arnaldo Jimenez and his wife Estrella went out to celebrate their wedding in a black 2006 4-door Maserati. Less than 24 hours after the couple had said their vows, Arnaldo knifed his wife to death in the car, dragged her into the bathroom tub of her apartment in Burbank, Illinois, and disappeared without a trace.
What
When
the
Estrella
fuck?
didn't come back to pick up her kids at school the next day, her family called the cops, who ended up finding Estrella's remains still in her wedding dress in her bathtub. Immediately,
Goddamn,
a
she was
nationwide search
gorgeous.
for Arnaldo was launched, but by that time the suspect was long gone. During the investigation, it was revealed that Jimenez had reached out to a friend before fleeing and told him, "If anyone asks where I am, tell them I went to Mexico." Since then, the authorities have received multiple tips that Jimenez may have fled to Durango or Tamaulipas, Mexico, where he's believed to be hiding out with family members. Initially, a $100,000 reward was issued for anyone with information that could lead to his arrest, but 4 years after he was placed on the most wanted list, the FBI increased the reward to $250,000. Burbank police have stated that in the past 12 years they've received hundreds of tips about Arnaldo's whereabouts, but none of them had led to anything significant. After the crime, investigators traced his phone and determined that he had traveled from Chicago to Tennessee, then to Arkansas, and from there to Hidalgo, Texas, very close to the Mexican border. They were unfortunately unable to determine where he went after that. Police have also revealed that the car in which Arnaldo carried out his heinous crime was never found. If the suspect is ever caught, he'll be spending the rest of his life in prison for first-degree murder and unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. But based on how things have played out since the last time he was seen, it's unlikely Arnaldo will ever pay for his atrocious crime. Vatel Ominison. As the leader of one of Haiti's largest and most violent
He's innocent.
gangs, Craze Barry, Vatel Ominison, which do not let his name fool you, he is indeed not innocent, has terrorized the
He's
region for
innocent.
years, earning a spot on the FBI's most wanted list for his role in a string of brutal kidnappings and murders.
Oh my
In
god,
October
he's not innocent.
2021, he collaborated with the notorious 400 Mowozo gang to carry out the high-profile kidnapping of 17 Christian missionaries in Haiti. Disturbingly, 5 of the kidnapping victims were children, one as young as 8 months old. Held at gunpoint, the hostages were reportedly kept captive for 2 months while the gangs demanded a ransom of $1 million per hostage. It was only after an anonymous donor paid an undisclosed sum to Craze Barry and 400 Mowozo that the missionaries were finally released. Based on court documents, Innocent and his crew ended up spending the ransom money on weapons. That same year, the Haitian president was assassinated, which caused Innocent's influence to grow exponentially in the chaos that engulfed the country. In the aftermath of the assassination, Craze Barry claimed new territories and expanded their ranks quicker than the cops could even keep track of. In 2023, Craze Barry boasted an estimated 600 members, many of whom were young children who were involuntarily recruited to serve Innocent's criminal organization. Almost exactly 1 year after the kidnapping of the Christian missionaries, Cranesbury kidnapped 2 U.S. citizens under innocence orders, Marie Odette Franklin and Jean Franklin. Unfortunately, one of the victims did not survive, while the other was held for a $300,000 ransom. Somehow, Innocent still managed to walk away scot-free. In April 2024, CNN released an interview where Innocent brazenly showed off his luxury home, which sticks out like a sore thumb in the extreme poverty surrounding him. Surrounded by gold-rimmed couches and chairs, Innocent explained to the reporter how he came to power. In the interview, he shamelessly blamed Haiti's corruption on the country's politicians, refusing to take any responsibility for his own actions. Interestingly, he also alleged that before becoming the leader of Cranesbury, he had once owned multiple legitimate businesses, including a hotel and a rental car company, but said his companies were destroyed by the government. According to multiple crime analysts, Innocent was once a political activist before he turned to violent crime to maximize his influence. Back in the US, Innocent is wanted by the FBI for an insanely long list of crimes, including kidnapping for ransom, theft, murder, assault, vehicle theft, and destruction of property. There's a $2 million reward for information leading to his arrest, but with powerful connections and an armed gang, it'll be pretty tough to ever bring him to justice.
Especially since he's innocent. It's in the name.
Omar Alexander Cardenas. In 2022, the FBI released 2 eerie before and after clips of a man walking into and then running away from a shopping mall area on August 15th, 2019. The man
I was gonna say that man ain't running.
29-year-old Omar Alexander Cardenas, and let's just say that he didn't exactly go shopping.
Oh, he did run. Holy shit, look at him go.
After disappearing
Like
from the camera's
10
view,
feet.
Omar walked up to a man standing outside the Hair Icon barber shop at an outdoor shopping center and fired several rounds from his semi-automatic handgun at his head, killing him instantly. Immediately after committing the crime, Omar fled the scene a little after 4 p.m. as he can be seen in the eerie FBI footage. A suspected member of the Pierce Street Gang in Los Angeles, and often going by the nickname Dollar, Omar is suspected to have fled the
Dude, your
Mexico
pits
City
are
refuge
bad after a run.
In September 2021, a federal arrest warrant was issued for the suspect after he was charged.
Let's explain this real quick, okay? Story time. You want to talk about a real horror story? This is scary. Harley's Pits aren't the FBI's most wanted list. They are like fucking every acronym's most wanted list. These things are so bad. We get done running. We run like 2 miles or so, right? We're walking down the street after a while. We're breathing heavy and stuff. Harley goes, I need air out. Lifts his arms up. I'm about 15 feet behind him, 20 feet, somewhere around there, right? And it just fucking hits me. My eyes start watering. My nose starts running. It was like I got hit with fucking tear gas, dude. It was just so fucking bad. I couldn't fucking see. I couldn't fucking breathe. Next thing I know, I'm fucking puking all over the fucking place. I mean, it fucking debilitated me. I've been through tear gas. It never hit me that bad. Like, I've been maced. I've been tased. I've been tear gassed. It was like getting hit by that all at once. It was like getting tased on the bridge of your nose. It was like snorting a line of fucking CHT pills, which are like the fucking tear gas pills, right? It was fucking bad. Holy fucking shit, dude. I would rather suck a fart out of an elephant's ass like a bong hit than ever get hit with that shit again. All right, end of rant. That shit was fucking wrong, dude.
Murder and unlawful flight to avoid prosecution, thanks to which he was pinned on the most wanted billboard. Even though he committed a brutal crime pretty much in broad daylight and didn't exactly shy away from the cameras after doing it, the cops seem to know surprisingly little about Omar. The only things they really know about him are that he's around 300 pounds, wears thick prescription glasses, has at least 1 tattoo, and is considered armed and dangerous. Which alone is hardly enough to track down a criminal who's crossed international borders to flee prosecution. With time, hopefully more information will surface leading to his potential extradition and arrest, but for now, it looks like Omar will remain a most wanted criminal. Yulan Adonai Archaga Karayas. Back in the 80s,
Don't feel sorry for me. Know that I am blessed because I am still alive today after something like that.
Fast forward a couple
I am
of
stronger
decades,
for it.
NMARA, or the MS-13 for short, had become one of the most brutal and violent criminal organizations in the world. Nowadays, MS-13 has a strong presence.
It straight doubled me over, man. I was just doubled over. And fucking Harley's just all like, what the fuck's going on? He looks over and I'm fucking just puking everywhere, wiping that shit from my mouth. I'm like, fuck you! Fucking tears and shit and fucking snot rolling down my face. Jesus fucking fuck, dude.
Presence in El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, the US, Canada, and even Spain. They engage in all kinds of criminal activity, from drug trafficking, human trafficking, extortion, murder, and racketeering, often using extreme violence to maintain their influence and control. For many years, a man named Yulan Adonai Archaga Karayas operated as the head of MS-13's criminal activities in Honduras, providing support and resources to the gang in Central America and the US with firearms, narcotics, and loads of cash. Often operating under his alias Porky, Yulan is wanted by the FBI for trafficking
It's late.
ton loads of drugs through Honduras to the US and for the killing of several rival gang members. Among Porky's colorful
It'll still be a
criminal
normal stream
charges,
though,
you'll find
guys. Don't
everything
worry.
From murder to racketeering conspiracy to drug importation to possession of machine guns. Even though he's only around 160 pounds, Yulan is considered one of the most powerful men in Honduras, as the MS-13.
I just also want to state right now, I'm just picturing Harley sitting in like a fucking like recliner or whatever, just laughing his fucking ass off. He's probably like fucking pink in the face. You just see it through his fucking Indian ass red skin. And fucking, you're just like, oh my God, it's so bad. And fucking Harley's just all like, you get what you fucking deserve, motherfucker. Just fucking eat it up. I'm surprised I'm still not high from fucking huffing that shit. Holy god damn.
13 gang has had the country in a chokehold for years. The most shocking part of the story is that at one point, Porky had already been apprehended by the Honduran authorities and was even taken to a courthouse for a hearing on charges of murdering 2 Honduran prosecutors. But during the hearing, 20 armed men dressed up in the same clothes as the anti-gang police units walked into the building escorting a veiled suspect and suddenly opened fire on the guards. In just a few seconds, the men subdued the guards and safely escorted Porky out of the courthouse, killing 4 police officers in the process. For obvious reasons, Porky
is it raining outside?
Extremely dangerous. Due to the sheer nature of his crimes, the FBI is offering
Zip is like completely wet, and so is Loki.
leading to his arrest.
Hi, baby.
One of the things that makes it extremely difficult to track a suspect like Porky down is that he's taken every possible measure to fly under the radar. Although he's believed to still be in Honduras, he and his security team use untraceable numbers from Israel and Poland, and he goes to extreme lengths to keep his whereabouts a secret when he contacts his family. Although the hunt for Porky is far from
I'm just
over,
sitting here
he's likely to
petting
remain one of
Sid.
the most elusive and dangerous fugitives on the FBI's most wanted list for years to come. Alexis Flores. One seemingly peaceful afternoon in July 2000, 5-year-old Ariana De Jesus was playing on the street in Philadelphia with her sister and friends when her mom went out for a quick trip to the store. When her mom came back, she started living every parent's worst nightmare. Ariana had been taken by a suspicious man. Immediately, her mother reported her missing, triggering a citywide search for the 5-year-old girl. In a desperate effort to bring more attention to the disappearance, Ariana's family and friends covered every neighborhood wall, light post, and stop sign with flyers and missing posters, but nobody had any clue what had happened to the little girl. Unfortunately, after a few weeks of searching, the cops found her unresponsive in the basement of an abandoned apartment building just a few blocks away from where she had been taken. Disturbingly, the authorities also found a t-shirt featuring a bold political logo at the crime scene, which they deduced belonged to the suspect. During the investigation, a man came forward stating that he was pretty certain the t-shirt had belonged to a guy he only knew as Carlos, a drifter he had once employed as a handyman. Unfortunately, despite the promising lead, the case went cold for several years, leaving Ariana's family devastated and confused. It wasn't until 2007 that the authorities were able to analyze the shirt again thanks to recent advances in DNA technology, and what they found changed the course of the investigation forever. The DNA in the shirt was a perfect match with that of a man named Alexis Flores, who had been arrested in Arizona in 2002 for shoplifting and in 2004 for forgery. Unfortunately, by the time his DNA was linked to the crime, he had already been deported to Honduras years earlier for other, less serious crimes. As the police would later find, finding Alexis Flores was going to be a lot more difficult than they initially thought. Throughout his colorful criminal career, Alexis had provided multiple fraudulent dates of birth and names. Despite his inclusion in the most wanted list, the only things the FBI really knows about him are that Alexis is around 5'4", 130 pounds, and has visible scars on his forehead and right cheek. Due to his crimes, he's obviously also considered armed and extremely dangerous. With a $250,000 reward on his head for the crimes of kidnapping and murder, you would think that someone would have come forward with information on this guy, but 24 years after the crime, Alexis has remained unfound. Wilver Villegas Palomino. The National Liberation Army, or ELN, is a Marxist-Leninist guerrilla insurgency group in Colombia, often referred to as Colombia's last true insurgency and one of Latin America's most powerful criminal organizations. In the past few years, the ELN has expanded aggressively into Venezuela, thanks to which the National Liberation Army now has over 6,000 active members. Interestingly, for the first few decades after its foundation, the group mostly focused their efforts on kidnapping, extortion, and attacking oil infrastructure. But over time, the ELN stopped shying away from drug trafficking and became deeply involved in the international drug trade, earning them the attention of the FBI. In 2023, Wilver Villegas.
Oh, do you smell Luna on me?
130th edition to the FBI's
Was I cheating on you with another doggo?
Charges ranging from narco-terrorism to murder to drug trafficking.
Her fir's so black you can't even see her in the fucking camera.
Palomino is a high-ranking member of the National Liberation Army who's been involved in a 20-year conspiracy to distribute drugs from Colombia to the U.S.
Oh, he's a
Thanks to
good
which
girl.
a warrant for his arrest was issued back in 2020. Wilver has also been accused of murdering multiple human rights advocates in Venezuela and the Catatumbo region in Colombia between 2017 and 2019. Due to his high rank and his responsibility in flooding the streets of Houston and other major U.S. cities with drugs, the United States Department of State's Narcotics Rewards Program is offering a reward of up to $5 million for information leading to Palomino's arrest. As of today, it's a complete mystery where this guy is, but considering the ELN oversees the production of over 200 tons of drugs which are later distributed worldwide, obviously including the US, it makes sense why he was put on the list. Donald Eugene Fields II. Since 2022, Donald Eugene Fields has been wanted by the FBI for the alleged trafficking of at least one child in Missouri between 2013 and 2017.
Okay.
According to the authorities, Fields took a 14-year-old girl and offered her to his friend
No.
Ted Sartori Jr. in exchange for
You're
cash,
too big.
cars, motorcycles,
No.
vacations, and Christmas
Back up.
presents. Last known to live in
Good
Franklin
boy.
County, Missouri, Fields has apparently been moving around the country since 2022, working sporadic jobs as a tree
Good
trimmer
boy.
and independently selling used cars in an effort to fly under the radar. Based on court documents, it's believed that Donald probably took more than one victim, and that he might be hiding out with his girlfriend Jennifer Isgriggs, who is also wanted on a felony warrant for failure to provide child support. Since 2022, the cops have received multiple tips indicating that Fields spent some time in the Tampa area, and as soon as they heard that, they started running Facebook ads with his face on a most wanted poster to ask for the public's assistance in locating him. Unfortunately, it's likely that by then Fields had already fled to Stover, Missouri. The FBI has also placed large billboards with Fields' face in cities where he's known to travel, but so far it seems like he's managed to stay a step ahead of the cops. Earlier in 2024, Sartori, Fields' partner in crime, pleaded guilty to his charges and will face up to 30 years in prison. He'll also likely have to pay $25,000 in restitution to his victim. Based on court documents, he'll be officially sentenced in early November 2024. As per the FBI's description of the suspect, Fields has multiple scars on his body as well as a tribal print tattoo on his right shoulder. With such a big effort being made by the FBI to make this guy's face known, hopefully someday he'll be recognized by someone and promptly turned into the authorities. But for now, the cops have urged the public to consider him armed and dangerous.
All right. There's some chilling scares. Let's watch some Alter. That shit's weird. I don't think it gets weirder than Gwilliam, though. Woo. Let's see here. Hey. Or short film. Baby Fever. Yeah, why not? And I don't know. Let's just watch this first. Maybe it's too much. Who knows? Fuck off, Disney. Monstrous Femme Films. Okay. Rogue. Bug. Oh, I thought it was a croissant at first. Like some kind of weird larva thing. Oh. It's getting a little too hot and heavy. My virgin eyes can't take it. What is this, 1970s? It's very 70s.
So, when were you going to tell me that you lost it?
Not even close.
It only just happened during lunch, after he asked me to the dance. You're definitely getting prom queen exactly.
Oh, damn, Donna. I sure like the way you roll.
Hi, Trip. You really
This is terrible so far.
You, want to get out of here?
You don't mind. Do you, Brendy? Don't let me stand in your way.
Whoa. Whoa. Let's go! What, Sif? She's like, what the fuck are you watching, Dad?
Donna? Jesus. I thought we were taking laxatives for prom this year. I'm not doing this on purpose. Something's wrong with me. Well, you totally ruined my outfit at the rink last night. It'll take at least 6 washes to get it out. It feels like there's something inside
Hi,
of me.
baby. Aw.
Wait, what?
You're so sweet.
You sure not just
You be
Since when
nice.
were you bloated?
Yeah, you be nice.
Mood swings, check. Morning sickness, check. Just before the dance, too? Are you kidding me? I can't be too far along.
You're left.
I can have this for 2 days.
Let Loki have a
I'm
turn.
Still winning prom queen.
Come here,
Mom
Loki's.
probably won't even show for months, but
Over
then
here.
what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Come on, back up.
Wait.
Oh, Jesus. I'm starting something here.
What other choice do I have? I'm only 17 and I do not want Trip Baker's baby.
You look like you're 35.
Having his kid is your golden ticket. That's the American dream, Donna. You'd be the trophy wife to a great football player. What more could you want? I don't know. Trip isn't exactly an ideal mate.
I'm getting yelled at.
For like college and stuff.
Oh my.
You at least have to tell him.
Oh. Oh yeah. I think I might need another microphone back here. I don't know. I'm gonna test out the sound back here though.
You ready to order? Shouldn't we wait for the gang?
I was actually hoping we could talk alone.
Is this about tomorrow night? I told you.
You gonna take my
I
spot?
already bought my tux, so
You gonna take
you'll
my
just have
spot?
to dress the matches.
It's not about the dance.
Oh.
Since the other day, I've been feeling different.
It's Billy Rose. Loki, we're on YouTube.
Donna.
PG, bro.
Your nose is bleeding.
You heard me, PG.
I think I'm pregnant.
Whoa, are you serious?
Ooh.
Am I like the father?
Yeah.
That is
Don't worry, I'm not gonna keep.
righteous. Y'all hear that? Huh?
We'll get her, Loki.
I'm gonna be a dad.
Congratulations, sugar.
A dad.
That's a good man.
Come on. Woo. Donna, baby, I sure hope Trip Jr. has
It's okay if you guys come for just the dogs. I don't mind. They deserve all the loves. What the fuck is this shit? I don't watch hockey. Stupid shit. What? Where did Loki go? Oh, here he is. Oh, this about to be fed up. Oh, I guess Donna Hartman's not gonna be prom queen anymore. Oh, it's rest in peace. Oh shit. And it is 70s. It's the 70s.
Hello?
Yeah, I know. It's just a way to get rid of him, though.
Hello?
Fuck it. I'm waiting for this to get good. So far, it's just corny and funny. It's a little Nightmare on Elm Street-ish right now, but... Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's go. Oh, damn. Look at that umbilical cord. Chop it into thirds and then eat it and then kill the moon presence. That's how you become a god. And you got some shit on your face, too.
Go on. Baker, look at that. Touchdown, Baker.
So, you two talked? Is she keeping it?
Oh, definitely. I can't wait to be a dad. Plus, I heard chicks grow like 3 bra sizes when they're pregnant.
She'd be looking like something out of fucking Night of the Living Dead. This is my man.
Donna.
Evil Dead. Yeah, the tree got her. Just wrapped her up. Still not enough tentacles. Never enough tentacles.
Donna.
All right, class. Today's a special day. I know you've been waiting for this one for weeks now. Now, when you lift trays, please be careful not to damage the subjects.
Rogue. Whoa!
Miss Hartman, stop that right now.
It's been soaking in formaldehyde. You're about to be really fucked up. Then she finishes it. What a champ. What a champ. This is why you never skip breakfast, guys.
Donna?
She ain't no spitter. That's right.
Maybe you should just take the rest of the year off. I'm fine, Brendy. I just need a little rest and I'll be okay for tonight. So, pick me up at 7?
Yeah, about the dance. There's been a change of plans.
Excuse me?
Oh, don't take it personally, but I'm going with someone else. Someone a little more put together. Good luck with motherhood and all, though.
What the fuck? Okay, that's some dick shit. Inappropriate.
Don't say that. What? No way I'm raising this thing alone. Nobody told me prenatal cravings included dissected frog carcass.
Jesus, this is stupid.
I'll let you know how the dance goes. Stay safe. You're more than one person now.
Flee from sexual immorality.
Yes. Flee.
Outside the body, but the sexually immoral person
Here.
sees
Let's see here.
temple of the Holy within you, whom you have from God. You are not your own, for you were bought with a price. The good book is very clear about the type of immorality we're seeing.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of these.
Our women are encouraged to sin and to
What's the shit on her face? Shit makes no sense. The fuck is she drinking? What did I miss? Oh. Stole dad's liquor. Okay. Well, that's not gonna do it. It's just gonna make your kid retarded. Oh, this was The Great Conversion, by the way. It is from the Britannia Great Books of the Western World, Book 1. Oh, shit. Well, this got controversial. Yeah, it's about to go all bad, dude.
I have a secret.
God damn it.
If it's true.
Fucking YouTube, man. They definitely want people to buy their subscription. She's like, what the fuck? It's Born. What the fuck? She got that big for that little thing? Oh, it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Good Lord.
I'm fine, Dad. Just gross stuff.
Okay. I guess that was a thing.
You know. You're the hottest girl here.
Of course. Saw that coming a mile away. Prom queen from hell. Why is she walking all funny?
Whoa! Donna. Darling.
Have they announced the winner yet? Where's Trip?
Boy, she looks out of it, dude. She did just coat hang herself. That shit was fucking wild. Hi, Sif. That's my little attention whore. Hey, BBs. Yeah. Oh.
It's finally time for me to
No.
announce the
No.
big winners
No.
for tonight. This one was a landslide victory.
No.
I am proud to present to you the Hillsborough High School
You stop that.
prom king and queen for the class of 1972. Mr. Trip Baker and Miss Brenda Meyer. Congratulations, you two. Come on up. Trip Baker.
This guy is pretending to throw a baseball. Now unleash Cthulhu's fury! Wow, like really on cue. I bet she explodes. So she looks like she's about to blow up. Oh. Oh. Dude, your dick was in that. It's gonna be a whole bunch of them little worms coming out. It's gonna impregnate all the bitches. Oh my! God damn it, I don't watch Naruto either. Holy shit, man. The fuck are they doing? Anybody want placenta? I hear it's tasty. Stas Tom Cruise. Some Scientologists eat it. I don't know if that's a myth or not, but yeah, I'll pass. Go get him. Is it a bunch of like... It is. They're gonna fucking impregnate all the bitches. They're just gonna whoop right up on in there. Oh God, wrong hole thing. They're all little baby elder ones. Whoa, right up the poop chute. Oh. It coming for you. What kind of stupid shit is this? Oh yeah, right up on in there, huh? Oh, Loki BB. Oh. Oh shit. His head went pop. Somebody blew up. Get her. Oh. Hi. The prom night everyone got pregnant. No shit. Everybody, dudes included. Would you both stop? I missed you too. Okay. Yep. We'll get that one. Like, that was pretty dumb. That was fantastically stupid. Oh my dear God. Here, I'm gonna scroll to the top and slowly start scrolling down. Right? And you guys pick something, okay? Just tell me the name and we'll watch it. Go on, outside. Loki, come on. Go. We probably watched two if you guys hurry up. I know it takes some time. There's a delay. Eventually I'll have a button and it'll just fucking list it. Skin deep. There we go. Let's see here. God damn it. Enough of the basketball advertisements, man. I blocked this one not like fucking 30 minutes ago. You did. You did. You girl got yourself a condition. That's some really dry skin. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's probably like a pumice scrub, like a skin scrub. And probably fucking fake up's bad for your skin, man. Doesn't allow it to breathe.
You know none of this stuff is gonna do anything. I know.
I mean, some lotion might help.
So, are you excited? I don't know. You should be. It's a big deal. I feel like I won't know how to do it. I'm sure you will. It's all instinct. It's like breathing or swimming. Maybe I'm not ready. You're not backing out again. I could wait until next summer. You're not a little girl anymore, Marnie. It's time to grow up. Besides, you might not get another chance. You don't want to be stuck like this forever. I like him. I really like him. I told you not to get too attached. It makes everything messier.
What the fuck are they even talking about? I can see someone be really self-conscious about that, but it's honestly, it's whatever. That's small diet change, some lotion, and it's good.
Hey, Kaya.
Hi, Leo.
Is
Marnie?
You guys head home tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have a good summer?
I always have a good summer.
Hey, there you are. You ready?
Yeah, yep.
I can't believe tonight's your last night. I feel like you just got here.
I know, me too.
You see, you vacation types, you breeze in for the summer, you eat some lobster rolls, you lay on the beach, you get townies like me all emotionally attached to you, and then the minute the weather cools down, boom, you're gone, and I'm heartbroken.
I wish I didn't have to leave. I wish I could stay here forever.
All right, come on. It's okay. I forgive you, yeah? You just gotta come back and see me next summer.
Let's pretend I'm not leaving. Let's pretend it's June. And we just met yesterday when you screwed up my order at the Lobster Pound.
Hey, okay, it was just one.
And we have the whole summer in front of us.
All right. Well then, welcome to Marsh End, Marnie. What would you like to do first?
Look at this.
Ew, it's not even a shell. 5 skips?
That was so bad.
0.
It's
Literally 0 skips.
Look at this.
Oh, when the tide's coming in, it's a little hard to skip rocks or shells.
Marnie, that's a rock. 9?
Five.
What? 5? Harsh, all right.
Just being honest.
Does a claw count as a shell?
I don't know. Now this is perfect.
That's gotta be a 10.
Yeah, perfect.
10 for a 10.
Stop, Leo.
What?
Don't make fun.
Oi! I'll just skip the TCG player ones. I do buy a lot of cards from TCG player.
Yo, wait up.
Starting to see those come through. What's good? Still sore as shit.
You're one of the best friends I've ever had. Did you know that?
You wouldn't want to be my friend if I was actually a 10.
What?
Never mind.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Jesus.
I was different. If I look like Kaya, you would. No,
I don't even.
I should go home.
No.
I need to go home. I shouldn't be doing this with you right now.
Hold on.
Just let me go. Just go. I don't want this. I don't want everything to have to change.
You never let me get close to you, or even touch you, and I don't know. I thought you didn't see me that way, or that you saw me as a friend, or as some stupid burnout townie. There's nobody like you.
I'm not the kind of girl you want.
Ew, girl cooties. That's how you get a leech to explode your head. I know, I synced it.
Okay.
She got a dick bigger than him.
What the fuck?
What? I don't get it. Oh. She like a mermaid or some shit? Yeah, right? She is. She's molting. Oh. Okay. Forget what kind of changeling actually does that, or shapeshifter or something, but yeah, it has to bathe in the blood of victims so it heals itself back. Oh. Odd. There's sirens. Yeah, right? Yeah, we said that at the same time. Yours popped up like the second I said it. Yeah, straight up. They're sirens. No maybe about it. That's an interesting take on them, though. I actually like that. That was really cool. Very good. Let's see here. One more. We need to give Alter some more love. Let's go with Sea Devil. I want to watch Sea Devil.
I'm Maddie. Matlock.
Fake news! I don't know. Fuck it. Fake news. In the early hours of June 21st, 2012, an unmanned fishing boat, the Carrie Lynn, drifted into the Biscayne Bay, I guess, maybe, in Miami. The passengers were never found. Dun dun dun, dun dun dun. This film is based on true events. The fuck it is. Cuba. Oh, they're coyotes.
Hola, Tortuga.
Yep. Straight up.
Mi nombre es Johnny. Fly usted inglés?
Yes, we speak English.
Okay. Let's see, I got a Efren and
Celia.
All right, whatever. Look, put these on so I don't have a smaller size for it, and then sit tight. We'll drop the nets as soon as we get a little closer to shore.
Why?
Because we're going fishing.
Well, I mean, fuck, who knows?
When you release it, it all falls into here. And then it loop? See? Okay, slow down, man.
Actually, I like this song. It's nice.
And when you undo it, you're going to do it from here. When you set it, you're going to set it this way. Watch your feet. Push hard.
This one might get me monetized because this is a real song. It's actually really good.
That'll bite your finger right off. Let's get it out of here.
He's a terrible fisher. He ain't getting shit. Yeah. Bet you what he does catch, he doesn't want. Ooh.
Get down. Right there.
Oh shit. It's a human nugget with barnacles. Ain't seen nothing ever like it. He can't breathe. Put him back. You're getting him off, dude. Might want to stop. Does look really itchy though. Like, no. Oh, he fucking jizzed all over him. Jesus fuck.
What are we going to do? We gotta help him. We will. We'll drop him off on the dock when we land. Someone will find him before morning. Why don't you go help?
He said put me back. I'd put him back. You're like, okay, buddy. Here you go. He's having problems, man. Davy Jones, take you. You are now his servant. Oh, yeah, he grown. Yeah.
Celia. Celia. Ven conmigo.
America. Those are gotta be the shittiest paddles I have ever seen in my life. Yo, what the fuck? What? What? How you gonna end it on that? No. Whatever. I don't get that. How are you ever gonna end some shit like